Bergers versus Hornady's doesn't make a difference. These are both 105 grain, both hollow point boat tails. They look nearly identical. The Target VLDs have a slightly skinnier profile. You would think that would make it more aerodynamic. Yet, the Bergers, the G1 ballistic coefficient is published as 517, while the Hornady's is 530. They both weigh the same. I don't know why the Bergers have a lower BC, but I thought, these cost a lot more. So I bought two of both, and I bought a box of 500 on the VLDs, and I bought a box of 100 of the Hornady's that were in stock on sale. So I got them. And I had a feeling, because everybody swears Bergers are much more accurate, that I'd be wasting my money if I bought a big batch of Hornady's. So I thought I would try them out. And it's a little bit interesting. The question is it worth the extra money? Well, I only loaded up 10 rounds of each, shot 2 5-round groups, so this is just initial testing. I'm going to try it out a bunch more. Obviously, I've got 90 of them left, so I'm going to shoot them. I bought them. But I had found a 6BR load that I liked for my 6BR. And that's another thing. When people on Sniper's Hide say just use this load, don't do that. They're wrong. Unless they know your gun, and every gun's a little bit different, every barrel's a little bit different, do the load development. That's the fun part. Honestly, in my opinion, if you just look up a recipe for a round and make it, you're the same type of idiot that goes and buys model kits that are already put together, or Legos that are already built. That's the fun part. The load development is the fun part. I enjoy reloading more than I like shooting. I only shoot it so I can reload it. The first group I shot cold bore with the VLDs. 5 shots at 100 measured, .45. That's a cold barrel. It got a little bit better on the second group. There's a picture of that here. That measures .32. First 5 shots, I let it cool down a little bit. First 5 shots with the Hornady's got me a .6. That's definitely a little bit bigger. But the follow-up group was .43. Now, again, this is only 20 rounds, 10 of each. I'm definitely going to shoot a bunch more and see what it does. But initially the question is it worth the extra money to buy the Bergers? If you're trying to squeeze every perceivable bit of accuracy out of the rifle, people would say absolutely it's worth it. I'm also cheap. If I got a gun that'll shoot .4-inch groups all day long, and I'm shooting silhouette matches, or if I start doing PRS, that's actually plenty good enough. So for me, it would kind of waste money buying the Bergers. But I'm going to keep trying these out and putting them head to head and see if there's an even bigger difference as it goes on. I highly doubt it. They're so similar. I really was hoping that that they would have performed exactly the same and there'd be no measurable difference. But this is only 2 5-shot groups each, so as I put more of these down, maybe I had a bad morning when I was pulling the trigger on the Hornady's, and maybe I found my groove when I was shooting the Bergers. So if we shoot some more groups, we'll be able to see. But for now, it's up to you whether or not it's worth the extra money. It looks like you can squeeze a little bit of accuracy out of them. The reason I say don't follow someone's loads, I ordered a Berger reloading manual because loading 6mm, I had a Nosler book, and 6mm BR wasn't in there. At least not with 105 grain projectiles. I don't remember if it had the lighter weight ones, but I ordered a book, it hadn't come in yet, and I was itching to start reloading. And at the time, I went on Ogden's website, and they have a reloading information center, and it wouldn't work. For 2 days straight, it wouldn't work. So I got impatient, and I went on Sniper's Hide and started looking at recipes, and none of them had the starting point. And so I asked the question, does anybody have the load data for this? And everybody said, just put 30 grains of Varget and call it a day. I don't like doing that because, again, making the load and developing it is half the fun. And sure, if you want to shoot half MOA, follow a recipe and it probably will be close. But I want them all through one hole. I mean, that's the goal. I want to make single holes. I'm not there yet. My shooting ability is probably not there, and my reloading ability is also not there. When I was reloading these 6BRs, with the Hornadies, I had an extreme spread across the 10 rounds of 21 feet per second and an SD of 6.2. With the Bergers, it was actually a little bit higher, but that might have been because there was one anomaly in there that was a little bit lower than the rest, and my ES was 30 feet per second and my standard deviation was 7.7. And I'm well under 30 grains of Varget. I am using Varget, but the big thing is I'm using Alpha Brass, and everybody that I had read was not using Alpha Brass. Different case volume, it's going to yield different results. The velocity I'm getting is near max pressure, if not close to over it. Let me check that real quick. Yeah, I just double checked it. The velocity I'm getting is about 60 to 70 feet per second over max velocity, and I am about 1.5 grains under the published max velocity, max charge. So my velocity is good. I'm happy with the results. The gun is shooting well. I mean, I'd like it to shoot better. Of course, it wouldn't. If I had just thrown the amount of Varget everybody says to put, I would have been over max pressure. It wouldn't have been catastrophic, I imagine, but I might have had heavy bolt lift. I'd definitely be wearing out my cases faster than I need to. Too much velocity, I'd be getting extra barrel wear. Would it be accurate? I have no idea. I didn't try it. I'm not going to, because I already have a load that works at a velocity that's very nice. So do not take people's recipes and just throw them in your gun. With this Alpha Brass, it's really good brass. It seems really consistent. Getting a standard deviation of 6.2 out of never fired brass, I'm happy with that. So for right now, I'm going to keep on shooting the VLDs and the Hornady match. When I run out of the Hornady match, which will be before the VLDs, I'll keep shooting those. What am I going to order? I don't know yet. I guess I'll have to wait till I run out and see, number one, what's in stock, because that's always an issue today. And number two, was there really a big enough difference for me to warrant the expense?